Hey guys, Logan here from Cross Me Out. Today we're going to be talking about producing on a budget. Now, if you're anything like me and you're just starting out, you're going to want to save as much money as possible while starting to record and produce your music. So I decided to share some of my tips for producing on a budget. So there's a few notes to get out of the way before we start this. The first thing is a few assumptions that I'm going to make. The first assumption is that you have some kind of instrument or sound source, whether it be guitar or your vocals or piano or something like that. Something that you're ready to record. If you're making fully electronic music, this probably isn't the guide for you, but I'll try and be helpful along the way. The second assumption I'm making is you have some form of smartphone or laptop. Now, I feel this is a fair assumption just because in this day and age, almost everyone has a smartphone of some kind, and most high school and college students have a laptop that they got from their parents or wherever. So, with those two things out of the way, let's jump in. So the other quick note is that this is going to be two videos. The first one, this one, is producing on a budget. This is assuming you have some money, whether that's birthday money or saving up for your job or asking for things for Christmas. You have some way of getting some basic items. The second video is going to be producing for free. That is just your smartphone or your laptop and nothing else. So with that out of the way, let's get into it. So I'm going to be keeping two totals on the screen for this video. This one is going to be how much I have spent on these materials. So this is my total using the specific products that I have. This one is going to be the cheapest ones that I can find on Sweetwater. So I just want to give you an idea of how much you can save just by going for the cheapest ones. I can't verify their quality, I've never used them, but it's an option. And I'll be leaving links to everything I'm using down in the description, so you can go there. It'll just be a giant laundry list of stuff. So, the first thing you'll need is a microphone, some way of getting audio into your computer. Now, if you're doing purely electronic music, you're probably not going to need a microphone, and I can talk about what you can do later. But if you are recording things, you're going to need a microphone. There are two main kinds. This is a large diaphragm condenser. This is most of what you're going to see in bundle packs and things like that. Now, what this is good for is capturing a lot of high-end detail into the high mids and the mid-range. This is good for vocals and acoustic guitar and keyboards and things like that. So if that is something that you're going to be recording, like I am now, this is going to be more the microphone you're going to want to use. Now, the other major kind of microphone is a dynamic microphone. These are more low and low mids. They can handle louder sounds, so they are good for guitar amps, drums, as well as vocals on stage. This is also the kind of microphone that you're going to be getting if you go for a cheaper USB type of microphone. For this video, I'm going to be re-recording the intro to this video, clip from my song Remember. The link is up here and in the description. So I will just be using this microphone, so I'm only going to count that in the total. So the second thing you're going to want are headphones or studio monitors. Now, studio monitors are the small, high-quality speakers for studios. They are higher quality, they're going to give you a better, more accurate picture of your sound, but they are extremely sensitive to the rooms that they're being placed in, and they're speakers, so everyone else can hear it. So, for a lot of bedroom musicians and people without acoustically treated rooms, I would more recommend headphones. So if you're looking for my specific recommendation, these are the Sennheiser HD6 Mix headphones. They're in the $100 to $200 range, so they're comparable to any of those other high-quality tracking headphones, but these pads are super comfortable. I can wear them for hours at a time and forget that they're there, which I don't recommend, but I can. But yeah, they're pretty even, lacking a little bit in the low end, but I can compensate for that. But if you want my specific recommendation, and this is what's going on the total, is these specific ones. So the third thing you're going to need is a DAW, a digital audio workstation. This is the program that you are actually recording music into. Now, there are loads of them out there for free, and one that you might already be thinking of is Audacity. It's what I'm using to record right now. However, I wouldn't really recommend it for music, and there's a couple of reasons behind this. You can't change the time code. There is no sliding audio around, so you just have to insert silences to line things up, as well as not great effects for music specifically. This is because it's more designed for podcasting type of software. However, if you're going into recording videos or podcasting, like I said, it's really great for that. But for music, I would actually recommend something else. So let's jump over to my computer and see that. All right, guys, so this is Tracktion, specifically T6. It's a fully featured DAW, completely unrestricted and completely free. You can get it from their website right here, just tracktion.com, or I'll leave a link in the description. And what's nice about it is, A, it's completely free, and it is a bit of a step up from something like Audacity, which you can see I also have. One thing that's really nice about this is that you have the bars and beats along the top here, and things will snap to them, and you can edit the tempo, and the tempo is actually flexible, which is an upgrade from my old DAW. So that's really nice. You also have both audio capabilities and MIDI. So you can see I have MIDI drums going and audio for everything else. Now, I'm not going to do any kind of full tutorial or anything. I just want to run through some things to consider. So T6 does come with some plugins. It says it comes with a full rack of plugins, but I've found myself very limited in the plugins that come with it. Luckily for me and for you, every plugin that I use, I have gotten for free, either just legitimately free downloads, or it came standard with my audio interface. So depending on the one that you choose, you can get some different plugins. So you can see right here, I have the free version of Amplitude Guitar Amp Simulator, which is fantastic. I have some other free different ones. I have the free version of Addictive Drums, and I just have a load of plugins that are all completely free that I've just downloaded online. So do some research and find some free plugins. So one thing that I've noticed is that this DAW is not very intuitive. So it's hard to find a lot of things, especially coming from a different DAW like I have. And so I would highly recommend watching some tutorials online. I had to figure all this out. So once you figure it out, it does have all the same features of any other DAW. So it's very easy to port your knowledge from this to a more professional DAW at some point in the future, should you choose to do that. So the fourth and final thing you're going to need, which I can't actually show right now because I'm using it, is an audio interface. Now, there are a bunch of these on the market. The two most common ones for beginners are the Focusrite Scarlett Solo, or 2i2, depending on what size you need, which is what I'm using right now, and the PreSonus Audio Box. So the main difference between the two is latency times and the preamps. For latency times, that's just the time it takes to convert the signal and put it into the computer. The PreSonus is a little better with that, but you can always compensate just by dragging the thing back into place if you need to. Now, for the preamps, there is a significant difference between them. The Focusrite I use mostly for vocals because it is very sparkly, has a lot of high end, a lot of the higher frequencies, and makes vocals and high instruments like that sound better. Also acoustic guitar, anything like that. Basically, if you're using a condenser microphone, it's probably better to go with the Focusrite. However, the PreSonus has a more mid-rangey sounding preamp. I always use this for guitar cabinets and anything else that I would use a dynamic microphone for, just because it accents the right frequencies, like with the other one with the condenser microphone. So obviously there's a choice here, and there are lots of cheaper options, but again, I can't verify those. Those are just the two that I have. Now, if you're doing purely electronic music, I would actually forego the audio interface and the microphone and instead invest in a MIDI controller. Now, these either look like piano keyboards with knobs or the square percussion pads that you've probably seen DJs and stuff using before. And these allow you to input MIDI information and control synthetic instruments on your computer. Now, I would highly recommend this because obviously you're going to be using synthetic instruments a lot, and if you're able to play them like a piano, it's going to be much more natural and much easier to produce music than just clicking and dragging on the screen the whole time. Another quick thing to note is that you'll notice my microphone and my cable and my audio interface are all red. This is because this is the Scarlett Solo bundle. These all came together, including headphones, which have since broken, but they all came together in one package. This is nice because it cuts down on the cost, and you know everything plays well together. This is probably why this microphone sounds better on the Focusrite preamp and through its own cable, is because these things were designed to sound good together. So I didn't include that price because I'm using several different things in conjunction with each other, but it is a great way to cut down on the cost and get all of these things bundled into one package. Another quick note is that they also make these bundles and audio interfaces for smartphones. So if you're on a smartphone and don't have a laptop, you can get the kind specifically for your smartphone, whether it's an iRig or something like that. In addition, I've found that if you have a phone that uses the charger port instead of a headphone jack, you can jimmy rig something together using some adapters and plug in a regular audio interface into your phone, and it still sort of works. So if you have one laying around or have inherited one or gotten the wrong one somehow, there might still be a way to do it. So as you can see, there's a significant price difference between these two totals. Now, I found that Behringer products, which I used for the cheaper one, tend to be cheaper built, but work perfectly fine. So if you are on a really tight budget, they are things that I can recommend. I have used their guitar pedals before, and as long as you're not trying to throw them around or anything, they should hold up okay. Now, I would recommend going for the products that I have recommended if you can afford it. This is because not only do I recommend them, but I have seen professionals and other YouTube channels recommend these same brands with these same products for beginners. This is mostly just because they're a great entry-level price point, but they are from brands that are trusted and respected and have been around a long time producing high-quality products. Now, if you found these totals a little too extreme, come back next video where I'm going to be talking about making music completely for free, nothing but a smartphone or a laptop. Now, these are going to be a little bit lower quality, but it's how I started out, and it's a great way to just get started and see if this is right for you before you start investing money in it. So if you like this video, give it a like. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more of these videos or my music, which comes out every other week. If you have any suggestions or any questions for me about producing or specific plugins or anything like that, go ahead and leave them down in the comments. And other than that, that's it. See you guys.